Всем привет! И сегодня будем продолжать проходить задание там, эти встречи. С мы закончили. Осталось эти Бей Доу еще, как обычно, в принципе, по порядочку. Ну что ж, приступим. И где это? Не туда зашел. Ну, на самом этом. Там было написано особый гость. Особый гость это я. Куда?
Well, would you look who's here? Looks like it's going to be a...
Ahoy there, traveler! So Captain really did invite- Hey! I heard that you took care of another- That's what I heard, too. Thanks to you, Inazuma's vision hunt decree was-
Captain's got quite the eye for people. She said she was sure that your trip to Inazuma would stir up some waves. And sure enough...
Look at you, being so modest. We all know-
I've heard that they tell stories about you in Mondstadt, too.
I'd say someone of your caliber would be right at home and- That's right. Wow, I'm getting excited just thinking of being the traveler. Hey, what do you say we arm wrestle?
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up.
Долго не слышал этот голос.
Captain on deck!
Captain, we were just trying to talk the traveler into joining the crew. Yeah, come on, Captain Bei Dou. Surely you've got a way to get the
Oh, he's on board right now for the celebration, isn't he?
Yeah, but just one celebration together is not enough.
All right, I get it now. There is something special about you, traveler. You weren't... So it goes without saying that the Crux would be honored to have a crew member such as you.
No doubt about that.
But then again, a hero like yourself doesn't just set off on a journey without some bigger... So should a hero really drop what they're doing just to spend day after day drifting? Well, if that were the case, then the Crux, known for always moving forward to the next horizon.
Right.
Remember, rather than seeking out strong members to join us, you should be focusing on making yourselves the strongest that you can be. Isn't that why everyone here chose to come aboard in the first...
Yes? A strong sailor is always looking...
I guess I almost forgot the first lesson you ever taught me. Thanks.
Just be sure you all keep that in mind. Now, there's no more need to hound the... I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard.
О чем все? О чем мне минус 2 эти? Я не понял. Я вроде нормально зашел.
Hey, don't mention it. As a host, it would be pretty embarrassing to continue. I can't go getting too caught up in my own reputation, though. That's certainly not how the... As the head of the fleet, my task is to keep us on the right course, no matter how turbulent the seas may become. But then again, the crew isn't usually this riled up. Their excitement today comes from their great respect for you, both your strength and your... All good then. Great. Actually, speaking of Inazuma, I think your good luck must have rubbed off. Let's talk about it over there, where it's a little...
Почему у меня сердечки-то нет? Где мои сердечки? Где сердечки? Я не помню.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. Probably belonged to Inazuman pirates. We searched the wreckage and found a map. At first, I thought it was a nautical chart. I was thinking we might discover a new sailing route if we were lucky. But after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. It was a Liyue treasure map, and no ordinary one at that. Nothing like that. I just mean that the map was a mess. So it was the most I could do to figure out that As for its exact location, I'd say I've explored Liyue pretty extensively, but still. So, I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right? Is that right? Well then, it looks like a... Here's the map. See what you can make of... So, where do you think it is?
Тащи кусочек карты.
Guili Plains. Huh, I never would have gotten that. How can you tell? Oh. Okay. So you do live up to the hype. I can't believe you noticed that. Let's head over there and take a look. I'll need you to help me zero in.
Тоже так похоже. Где это? Подожди, а где деревня? Меня убить или нет? Где? Нету дальнего, да? Это... Ладно, пойдем. Сюда. По карте я не знаю. Ну, блин, там пляж видно чуть-чуть. А в той деревне какой там я не видел прям его. Чья карта? Не помню уж прям. Надеюсь, я угадал. Просто очевидно, вот типа берега и так далее. Не прям уж уже
It should be
деревня.
around here, right? Who are they? Oh, it's a bunch of treasure hoarders. There are quite a few of them. If things go south, I'm more than a match for these amateurs.
Keep digging, boys! Once we have our hands on the treasure, everyone gets a share!
You can all hold it right there.
Huh? Who's that barking or? Do you know who you're up against here? Keep going. What the? It's Captain. Run, boys! Run!
Nobody move.
Captain Bei Dou, Lord of the Ocean. This is all my fault. I didn't know who. I got a big mouth, is all. It's always saying things it shouldn't. I swear I'll wash it out with soap the moment I get. Please, have mercy. Well, spare them, at least. These guys are just trying to put. If you need to take anyone, take me. Please. It was me that disrespected you. They never did, and never would.
Is that right? Fine. Seems like you've got a heart in there somewhere, seeing how you get out of here!
Thank you, Captain Bei Dou.
Wait.
Yes? What else might the merciful and mighty...
This treasure's still up for grabs. The Crux fleet honors the rule of first come. You found it first, so? I can't have any rumors going around about Captain Bei Dou stealing other people's treasure.
Captain Bei Dou, we wouldn't dare take more of... Take the treasure, as an apology for my foolish word. Please, take it.
Oh? Well, if I accept your kind offer, and I'll make you one in return. You don't seem like terrible folks, so let me help you get onto the right. If you want to mend your ways and put all this behind you, the Crux can probably arrange some... It'd be humble work, but at least it'd get you on your feet and making an honest living. A much better deal than what you've got
Wow, thank you, Captain Bei Dou. On...
Right. Let's see what we've got in here. This isn't what we're looking for.
Мне нравится.
Let's look around.
Они
Maybe
здесь
we'll find it.
копали, что-то искали. Нам туда. Логично, было вкусно. Я хочу скидить, что посмотреть. Что у нас? Тут, по-моему, что-то ловушка была еще. Ладно, идем туда тогда. Или куда? Куда идти, блин?
Those rocks look kind of weird. Let's see if there's anything there.
Враги, да? Если я не ошибаюсь.
Nothing.
А, нет.
Let's keep looking.
Что вздыхаешь? Мы только пришли. Вздыхает, блин. О,
What are those hilly trolls digging for?
сейчас узнаем.
Wait, actually, I've heard they sometimes dig for buried treasure. Let's go take a closer look.
Короче, тяжело. Это... А, ты тоже, что ли? Ну, я тоже тут. И чё, нигде не попали?
Nope, not here. Now that we've searched all the places of interest in this area and come up with nothing, you got any ideas? It's
Captain Bey Dou! Captain Bey Dou!
Huh? Hey, what brings...
Captain Bey Dou! Actually, we've just been because we were thinking about what you said and, well, me and the boys decided we're ready to move away from all of this and get on the straight and narrow.
Oh?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay then. But I'll warn you right now, you won't have it easy. It might just be menial work in the port, but so there'll be a grueling test you have to go through.
I understand. Truth be told, Captain, it's only because it's you, the mighty and honorable Captain Bey Dou. If it had been anyone else, and since you made us this kind offer, I'd like to ask, if I might be so bold, is there any hope at all for us to...
Well, there's no place in the crux for delusions of grandeur, that's for sure. But then again, everybody... So, it comes down to you. If you manage to impress me and earn the respect of my then yeah, nothing's impossible.
Thank you, Captain Bey Dou. Thank you. I couldn't help but notice you were searching for something.
Why? Do you have any clues?
We heard about 2 treasures, both in Guili Plains. We were still looking, so maybe the other one might be what you're looking for. Not too far from here, but I'm just not sure of the exact... All the info we got about this treasure came from the black market. Drunkenly I gazed at the ruins long forsaken, and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home they crave. As for the ruins long forsaken part, I do know of some ruins near here, but beyond that line, I'm just...
So a treasure clue hidden in a poem, huh? See my friend here? If they taught treasure hunting as an art form, you'd probably be calling him Grandmaster. Am I right? Okay then. Let's start by heading to the site and survey.
Okay, come on boys, you heard the captain!
Ни хрена ты. А мы чё, дальше пойдем? Если да, то может... И серьезно, мы чё, дальше пойдем?
These are the long forsaken ruins from the poem. But judging by the state of them now, it's probably...
It seems that we need to dig deeper. Drunkenly, I gazed at the ruins long forsaken, and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home. Do you have any ideas? Ah, somewhere you can see the ruins from. So, somewhere not too far from here? Yeah, and maybe the shadow cast by the tree is supposed to hint at something.
Oh, I got it! This guy fell asleep and woke up just before sunset!
Dusk and the shadow of a red-leaved tree. Let's take a look around. I think...
Тут много красных деревьев. Куда? Следуйте подсказкам стихотворения, чтобы найти сокровища. Ну вон там большое дерево, но оно ж... Вряд ли что-то несет. Ой, тут еще эти, да, наверное. Или ты закопан, ты закопан. Чё? А, понял. Я не знаю, что надо делать-то. Блин, мне лень искать самому. Что?
Found it! At long last, the treasure is finally in our hands. You really came through. We found this. Without your help, I don't think I ever would have gotten my hands on it. To us, this is just a check that you can exchange at Northland Bank for some Mora. But to some people, it's of huge importance. When I found the treasure map, it was tightly sealed inside a small bottle along with a letter.
Ну ладно.
I'll let you read it for yourself. Finished? Yeah, I can't fault him for what he did, but the way things turned out... Well, let's fulfill his final wish by taking...
Давай. Давай так. Пойдем, аккуратное письмо, чек сирока. Типа здесь он уже, что я что-то не понял. Что куда? Я не... Домик набери. А, ну да, нахуй.
Well, this is it. Oh, boys, it's time for your first job. Give this check to the old lady who lives in that wooden hut. Tell her it's a welfare payment from the Liua Ministry of Civil...
Yes, boss!
What's up? I see. But you only find sakura blooms in certain places, right? It must have been... Let's just pick one, huh? One's enough to show that you care. You've already helped me out so much today. Okay, off you go then. Take her the sakura bloom along with the check. And if your child in a faraway land sends his best wishes.
Концовка? Это концовка. Первая концовка. Так, совершенство. Какая ветка? А почему у меня здесь это? Я не пойму. От чего это? Мать, это концовка. У нас это отдельно очень. Теперь нам надо туда, да? Тогда мы откроем хотя бы все пути концовок. Так.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. We searched the wreckage. At first, I thought it was... But after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. It was, nothing like... As for it, I'd say... So, I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right? Is that right? Here's the map.
Если честно, ну,
So,
сначала...
where do you think it is?
Вот так вот. Ну, блядь, сразу хуй поймешь. Особенно вот это где вот находится? Деревня
Jinza Village. I don't see the resemblance at all. How'd you come to that conclusion? Oh, okay. I'm definitely a rookie at this. But you're coming with me, of course. I'll need you to help.
Ну-ка, где это? Господи. Даже туда, тут. Ну тут это не видно, что она так было. Ну-ка, а тут что у нас? Что-то по карте все равно нет. Если бы мне дали вручную эту карту, я посмотрел, есть сходство или нет. А ее на время дали, я хз вообще откуда эта карта и как. Ну, если посмотреть, скорее всего, та, которая первая, была. Если она первая была, краски.
Ah, Bei Dou. Wow. It hasn't been all that long, but I'm glad you picked today. You're just the people I need. I'm too old to get through to...
Rest assured, Granny Zhuoshin, whatever the situation is...
Oh, thank goodness. It's Captain Bei Dou. You couldn't have come at a better...
Captain, please, help me get justice.
Whoa, hey. What exactly...
It makes me mad just talking about it. G here, I don't know if he's got a screw loose or what his problem is. But anyway, he took it upon... I asked him to pay compensation, but he refused. Now, how is that fair?
Ну, по логике справедливо, ну и несправедливо.
Captain, I'm innocent. They're not even my finches. I just thought they looked kind of cute, you know, so I fed them.
A couple times? Are you kidding me? That's rich. Really rich. I swear, every time I come by your place, I think I'm at a bird market. I'm telling you, you are not gonna get...
So, yeah, I mean, they laid a few eggs, made a few nests, but finches gotta fit.
So that's how it is. What's your take? Fair point. Granny Zhuoshin, is there anything left over from the relief funds delivered by the crop? Technically, this would be a case of avian damage to agriculture. It meets the relief criteria, so we can use these funds to cover Wenjing's losses.
Why, yes. There's plenty left over. The crux brings...
Oh, thank you, Captain Bei Dou. You can bet I never would have managed to get G to pay up.
Thank you, Captain. You can bet I never would have been able to afford the cup. I'll drive those finches away the moment I get back. I can't let them carry on ruining the neighbors' crops.
Bei Dou, you do so much for our village.
Granny Zhuoshin, as you know, many of the boys from your fine village do sterling work for the Crux. The fleet wouldn't be what it is today without them. Gee, Wenjing, I guess you're...
Captain Bei Dou! Captain Bei Dou, you...
Pops Shing! It's been a long time. Have you been?
Don't get me started. I've been having some real trouble. I heard you were in the village, so I rushed over to seek your help.
What's the issue?
Oh, come with me. You'll see. Let's go find Zhen and clear this whole thing up, face to face.
Женя. Есть проблема, Женя. 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 Скорее всего, отдельно уже должны быть, типа, Женя. Я промолчу.
Captain Bei Dou, you're here.
I heard that you and Pops Shing had a little misunderstanding.
Zhen planted a tree on his property a few years. I had no issue with it at the time. It's just a tree. But a few years on, every morning when I get up and open the window, I just want to feel the sun on my face. But I'm greeted instead by the loom. I asked Zhen to cut it down so I could get some sunlight back on, but he said no!
Captain Bei Dou, you gotta believe me. I didn't intend to block the sunlight, but there's nothing I can do. It's not just any old tree, you see. That tree was planted there by my late father. Not long after he planted it, he passed away. And just before he passed, he said our family's fortune was inauspicious and we needed something to suppress the bad luck. That's what he planted the tree for. How can I just... I'll be honest, I spent a few years studying in Liyue Harbor, so I don't actually share his super... But still, that doesn't change the fact that this was my father...
Okay, I think I'm all... What are you thinking? I was thinking along the same. Look, Pops, I'm not trying to make excuses for Zhen, but just try putting yourself in his shoes for a moment. Zhen's desire to protect his tree isn't for money or because he wants to hurt anyone, or for. He just wants to honor his father's dying wish. Pops, you have.
Yeah.
Pops, if you can agree to it, I'll have a word with Granny Zhuoshin and see about getting you some money from the relief fund as compensation. As for the tree,
That sounds good to me. The tree can stay. Some compensation would make.
Thank you, Captain Bei Dou. And thank you for understanding Pop's Xing. I'll make sure to trim it back when I get home to let some more light through. It'll be such a relief not to have to worry about this. On a separate note, I remember the is there some special reason why you're...
nothing all that special, just...
Huh? Treasure? Wait a second. That reminds me, I saw... I don't know if it's related to the one you're looking for, but...
Really? Okay, well, you and Pop Xing can go back.
Кстати, по карте, по-моему, как раз я там был. Сейчас узнаем, будут сокровища или нет. Я мои сокровища. Я Пайван. Па. Здорово.
Huh? Bei Dou, you're just in time. Defu's being
What happened?
I'm not being unreasonable, Captain. I got Chongping to help me plow my land because it's the busy. And then, what do you know? Way I see it, it's my land. So the treasure belongs to me.
You say that, Defu. But what you're forgetting is that I came to help you plow your fields out of the goodness of my heart. It was also my plowing that turned up this chest. However you cut it, surely I'm entitled.
The domestic drama just keeps coming today. What are your thoughts? Okay, I think I'm up to speed here. If you two ask for the costs, I'll cover them. What do you Neither of you seems thrilled about this. I'll be straight with you. The reason I came here today was to look for some treasure. So, how about you two stop fighting over it and do me Of course, I'll be indebted to both of you. If either of you ever needs anything in the future, the
Captain, you're far too kind, really. Indebted? That won't be necessary.
Yep, totally agree. If only I'd known you were looking for this. You should have said something. I would have delivered it to you personally to save you the trip.
It seems like it's been quite a busy day for you, helping us settle all. Come on, let's go to the village. I'll rally the masses. We'll get some good.
Don't worry about the chest. I'll carry it.
Подождите, сколько у нас? Тик-так, тик-так, тик-так. О, тик-так, тик-так, тик-так. Извини. Так. Мне туда надо.
What a fine day today has been.
She sure has. Without Captain Bei Dou, that compensation... Yeah, and if it weren't for Captain Bei Dou, I'd still be arguing...
Here, here! We have plenty to thank Captain Bei Dou for, I'm sure.
To Captain Bei Dou.
I couldn't ask for more than the chance to get everyone together and... That really hit the spot. Want to get some air? The view. We can take a look through the contents of that chest while we're at it. Chongping placed it by the water wheel. Are you kidding? Bei Dou can handle her liquor. Come on, let's go. So, I've been thinking. Everyone see... But don't you think some of my solutions... You can laugh, I don't mind. Take Changping and Duff. I had no clue who it should belong to, so I just came up with this stupid idea of taking it for myself. But, I mean, I'm no Ningguang. I can't make a perfect deal. And I'm no Yanfei either. Not all my judgment calls are gonna be 100. I am Bei Dou, and my strength is in trading favors. You think I should be more selective? Some people think their favors are so valuable that they need to plan out how and when to use them to maximize the return on their investment. Others see doing favors as a burden, not worth anything in monetary terms and prone to getting you locked in a... But the way I see it, favors are over thousands of years. The people of Liyue have created bonds between each other by doing someone a favor here and... This means that no individual is truly on their own out there. When someone falls down, there's an invisible net made of human connection. Over the years, I've come to owe favors to a great many people. And these are the countless bonds between us, like so many fish in the sea. And they're I believe that if there ever comes a day when the world is overrun by monsters, Liyue's legal... It's these bonds that will see us all through the dark days ahead, until we come out on the other side. I'm not saying that. But either way, we... Was this wind brewed in a winery? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something we were literally just talking about. Oh, yeah, the chest! Oh, I got so immersed. Come on, let's open it up and see what's in... It's not exactly what I was looking for. But you know what? I don't care. Come on, let's get back to the party. Tonight...
Oh. Здесь тут у нас все, да? То есть нам еще додатково. Самого начала. Так.
Well, would you look?
Ahoy there, Trav. Hey, that's what I heard.
Captain's got quite the eye for people.
Look at you, Bings.
I've heard that they tell...
Hey, what are you...
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up.
Oh.
Cap... Yeah, come on.
Oh, he's on board.
Yeah.
All right, so it goes with that.
No doubt about...
But then again, so should a hero... Well, if that were...
Right.
Remember, isn't that why everyone...
Yes?
I guess I almost forgot the...
Just be... I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard. Thanks. Some rumors have it that the leader of the Crux is so powerful that I can't go getting too caught up in my own reputation, though. As the head of the fleet, my task is to keep us on the right course. But then again, the crew isn't usually this riled up. Their excitement today comes from their great respect for you, both your strength and... Oh, is that so? Well, it just so... Since you're interested, why don't you come? I'm curious to see if you'll take the sea by storm in the same way you have on land. Good. Come with me. I've got...
Скипать я, наверное, все-таки буду, поскольку это уже, наверное, не так уж мне интересно. Ну и любому. В основном же концовки нужно есть. Кому интересен сюжет или типа всякая такая история, сами, в принципе, можете
Chief Mate
снять.
Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more. One team will learn comprehensive survival skills, including maritime emergency. They will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux. That's right. You catch up. As one might expect, we call the other team the Spear of the Crux, because they'll be learning about naval. Also, they're responsible for handling. So, what do you think?
Ой,
As I expected. There are 2 main subjects that the Shield of the Crux focuses on. As I was saying earlier, survival knowledge includes prevention of injuries and diseases at sea. You can go learn about these skills from Yinxing, Huixing, and Liushi. They're all seasoned hands in their respective fields. Each sailor has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm no rookie, of course. If there's anything I'm most proud of in the go and get to work. I'll have some questions to test you later.
и с кем начинать? Привет.
Hello, traveler. I'm Yinxing, the crux. Whenever a sailor has a health problem, they come to me. I deal with it all, from seasickness and common colds to amputations and everything in. Oh, I presume the captain arranged this. But first of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face? That can certainly be a problem at sea, but it's not the biggest danger. Oh, I have seen many new crew members who see themselves as young and fighting fit and have no regard for safety. They think that those are the ones that always end up in the sick bay. Everyone should know that we have to face malnutrition when we're short on supplies. And even the psychological problems that can arise due to isolation. To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment options at sea can result in even minor. Oh, you probably thought I was joking, right? But hopefully you now realize that with a little extra precaution. Well, I think that's enough. Is there anything else you would like to know? Wow. My.
Да. Навигатор. Здорово.
Sorry about earlier, traveler. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't notice we were going a little overboard. Good thing to Oh! Well, in that case, you have come to the right person. I'll start by introducing some chart reading essentials for new sailors. Feel free to interrupt if you have any. Let's start with what to look for when you get a set of complicated charts. First, you should always look at any indicated shorelines. Islands or reefs, water depths, With these features in mind, you can answer the basic question of, can I chart a safe course through this area? Visually, nautical charts are a little unique. Unlike land maps, most charts do not have a fixed scale, which means that it can be hard to precisely The most advanced nautical charts come with a supplementary chart, which has different colored lines marked on. It's worth mentioning that under my direction, the crux is using these advanced kinds of charts. Some cartographers mark out other points of interest on their charts, usually with their own special symbols. If they don't leave any accompanying notes, they can be very difficult to interpret. Not only those. We have tattered and torn charts that we've picked. To be honest, it can be quite a challenge, even for me. Some of these charts are really old and have symbols but if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. She managed to find some ancient books on semiotics that I can use to. I don't think anyone other than our captain can manage to get these kinds of resources. Old charts and. Oops, I've gotten off topic. Is there anything else you would like to know, traveler? Drafting charts? That's certainly a more advanced The charts we are using now are just revised versions of the ones left, so my mapping experiences have been primarily limited to updating our charts. I think you can ask Captain Bei Dou. One time, the fleet sailed into but Captain Bei Dou still managed to. Incredible, isn't it? I was because I had the talent, and she doesn't want to let it go to waste. I initially had the same question myself. After, she just laughed and told me to She wants everyone on board to that way if the day ever Captain Bei Dou may seem aloof, and is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? My pleasure. A friend.
Так, ладно. Было интересно. Мне туда? Где тут, блин? Забираться нафиг. Надо чуть стоять. А чё отражается? Чё он отражается? Я не понял. Тихо.
Hello, traveler. Are you here to learn about marine meteorology? In my line of work, I've got to have a pair. I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds, and then you went to see Yingxing and Huixing, so I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member. Okay, let's get started. Marine meteorology basically means keeping tabs on the weather as well as other ocean phenomena, so things like sea fog, storm surges, water spouts, and so on. These are all potential threats to safe navigation. Luckily, whatever weather might be coming up, there's always some kind of sign. Take water spouts, for example. They're caused by high-speed rotating winds on the surface of the ocean. They can engulf large ships and do immense damage. But if you know that water spouts can only form in an environment with high temperature, high humidity, and large clouds, then you will be even more alert if you also know that the presence of winds blowing in opposite directions with a significant difference in speed is a direct precursor to the formation of water. And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the clouds, you should immediately notify the crew to steer clear of what's ahead. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of water spouts. I am proud to say that over the years, I haven't let a single one sneak up on my watch. I've got to confess, I learned almost everything I know from the all the stuff about meteorology that I just told you about. Do you know the small fishing village next to Wangshu Inn? I heard that when Captain Bei Dou was later, she made her way to the harbor where she struggled to make a living. When I first came on board, I lived every day wallowing in doubt, wondering if my former career but as I gradually learned some new things and became more experienced, after all, not every fleet has the uncrowned Lord of the Ocean as their leader, I feel lucky just to have joined. Find me anytime if you want to know more.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it would take you a while longer. So, what did you think? Now you know that the Shield of the Crux is not such an easy job. First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses happen all the time. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members?
Ах ты, блин. Потеря бдительности.
Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux, the supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for added reference. What is the purpose of these lines? Okay, interesting, interesting. On longer voyages, we have to be especially careful to avoid certain weather hazards that pose a threat to the integrity of the ship and the lives. So, my question is, how can we reliably predict water? Okay, those are all my questions. Do you want to know how you did? Now then, let's see. Out of these 3 questions, you got a total 2 correct answers. Huh, not bad. After all, you didn't have much time to prepare. Plenty of people get through their whole training, and it seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. Next up, we have some Shield of the Crux recreational programs for you. Don't worry, all our recreational activities. You need to realize that being out at sea might be fun. Looking at the same old sea every day and being so ice. That is why regular recreational. We offer a lot of fun courses for our newcomer training, including fish. Oh, and thanks to Kazuha, these days we also. Each newcomer has to participate in it. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged. Well, if I remember correctly, it should be photography today.
Куда? Выше. Да, что ли? Ниже. Куда? А.
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it a day. The photography session.
What's going on here, Juza?
Oh, Captain, there you are. Well, Captain, the photography teacher just sent word saying that she's fallen ill and doesn't want to risk.
I see. That's quite unfortunate. Oh? Quite. In that case, why don't you help us out and lead the...
Yeah, unfortunately, the original teacher canceled at short notice, so there's no time to schedule anything else instead. It would be great if the Traveler could step in as the teacher for the...
It's up to you, Traveler. Great, it's settled then. Juza, let's muster everyone over here.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. That should be over. Oh yeah? What's that? Fair enough. It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be? Me? Guyunstone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be a pity to not capture the scenery for posterity. So how about we snap Guyunstone Forest for today's class? Then there'd be no need for a model.
Come on, Captain. We talked about this. The photography class scenery looks nice at first, but it gets boring after a while. I bet it'd keep the crew more entertained if we got them learning Those were your exact words, Captain.
Were they now? Well, then in that case, how about Huixing? I bet she's perfect for the or Fuzhong, or Mora Grubber.
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to... You are the captain, after all. Of all of us, you're...
I agree. You were the one who invited the Traveler to be the teacher, so you... Besides, Captain, you've never had your photo taken. It's high time you got one. We can even use it to promote the fleet during recruit...
Real funny, guys.
Да, пошло.
Well, if you say so. So, what do I do now, Traveler? Like this? You're kidding, right? I've never had my photo taken before, but something this simple shouldn't... It must be the lighting or something. You've got it wrong. I never said that. You mean go somewhere else, then bring the final photo back as teaching material?
Sounds good to me. That's a good idea.
The lighting may still be but I'm open to persuasion. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. The fishing village near Wangshu Inn? That place is... How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map. I'm surprised that you'd remember such a trivial detail. He's right, though. I did live there for a while. And now that you've mentioned it... Well then, let's go. We can take this opportunity. It's certain. It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to several. I wonder how long these last few old houses will remain standing. Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few small incidents occurred, and come on, let's take a walk. People used to call this place Downriver because the villagers apparently moved here from a place called Upriver. With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now Upriver is long gone, and Downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. To Zhong. Zhong. I barely remember this name. You're right. I was only about 5 or 6 years. I was homeless and had to wander around the streets. I remember finally managing to find half a rice bun, but then a stray dog jumped out and snatched it away from me. Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time. Then a few fishermen saw us running and stopped me. They were kind enough. Seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running. But straight away it keeled over and never got up again. Maybe it was too I went over and saw that the dog still had the half rice bun in its mouth. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun. I could tell they were wary of me at first. I was the dirty little kid who had just chased a dog to death over some scraps of food. But I got lucky. The village chief took pity on me and brought me to their home. That's how I ended up staying. Do you know what the name Bei Dou means? Come on, I'll explain. About a year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they shouldn't have ever taken me in. They said I was bad luck. They pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Bei Dou. Then some of the villagers started shouting and drove me out of the village. They shouted, "Nando controls life. Bei Dou controls death. Bei Dou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Bei Dou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death. Here we are. This is the old... I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be seen as a curse that brought about the village's total destruction. What do you mean? Is that all? And let me guess. You got to Inazuma and the Electro... Well, you seem to wreak havoc on a grander scale than I ever could. Oh, I get it. I appreciate it, and I'll take it. Let's not forget that the people whose names stick around are the ones who emerge from the stormy seas unscathed. And the ones who get swept away. I, for one, have never encountered a... Your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember, if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because you're the one who lived to tell the tale, tell them Captain Bei Dou demands to have the honor. Remember, you'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up wherever you go. Two cursed scapegoats banding together for survival. Sounds like a rest. I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. So, do I need to... All right. How about this? So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give... Yes. I see. All right, now, as captain of the Crux, I am to requisition this photograph for future promotion and recruitment purposes. So I'm afraid I'll be holding on to this.
Две концовки, отлично. Так, у нас тут еще. Давайте это закончим. Ба. Ой, не туда. Не туда. Не туда.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it would take you a while. First of all, but what is this? Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route, use the supplementary chart. Okay, yeah, on longer voyage. So, Mike. Okay, so congratulations, you. Wait a second, you didn't pass. It didn't seem to be all that hard. Did you get them wrong on purpose? Ah, just kidding. I know you wouldn't do that. I guess you're just, in that case, I've actually been hoping.
Какие они? Ну ладно. Бей Доу. А, типа... Каналая концовка. Какие-то кто-то был вверх. Скорее всего, середина это было неверно. То есть первая была у меня верная в начале. В середине неверно было, а третья это было верно. Все понял.
You may be aware that as an armed fleet, the Crux is kinda like the maritime equivalent. We work as an armed carrier, earning our keep. Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Actually, it's trading. In certain kinds of...
Hey, my hotshot accountant.
Cut it out, boss. Juza sent me here with a message. He says preparations are now underway. If you get...
Okay. Be careful. Well, she has some... Mora Grubber was right, though. The other important side to our importing here, exporting there, the only difference between... you'll see what I mean by that shortly. I'm taking you to... Come on, let's go meet our trading partner for...
Так я на другую концовку иду или я что-то не понял? Что-то я не понял. Другая концовка, чё? Ладно.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Catch it?
What do you have?
Hello there! Here at Nay's Professional Fishmongers, we've got it. So what do you need?
I want a bass head with all the teeth removed. If there's a single tooth in there, I don't want it.
Ah! You know bass have pharyngeal teeth, right? In the throat?
Then I'll have a bass trunk with 2 swim bladders. Again, if it's short by 1 swim bladder, it's not...
You're not making this easy for me. 1 bass means 1
Okay. Then I'll take a bass tail with scales that are yellow on the outside, black on the inside. Also, it's gotta have a total of 81 scales that's...
What kind of fish scales are yellow outside and black inside? In any case, you can try all you want. Pardon my asking, but you're not a fish expert, are you? I'm sorry, ma'am, but, look, I'm a professional. So are most of the people I serve. I can accommodate anything they ask for. Seems you two are...
Anywhere you'd recommend?
Like I said, Nay's Professional Fishmongers is for professionals.
I bet you're wondering why that guy was saying he didn't have what he wanted. That was just the first step in the transaction, to confirm our identity. The real deal will come later.
Ну, пошли. Я походу догадаюсь, куда мы пойдем. Я там, по-моему, был даже.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Come!
Is this wise amateur fish?
That's the one. We have all kinds of amateur stuff here. The more... What would you like?
We'd like a bass head.
No problem. Ours are all toothless.
And a bass trunk.
Oh, no problem. I'll stick an extra swim bladder.
And a tail.
Sure thing. I'll paint the scales yellow on the outside and black on the inside, so you can tell at a glance. This ain't no ordinary
Вы тут тоже ли профессионал?
If it's 7 times 7 you want, I can do you 81, 138, or even 640.
Great. I like your style. We have a deal.
I appreciate your patronage. Please, Take your order to our warehouse manager over there. A real amateur if I've ever met one. Proud. No, we don't have the fish here. All fish sold at Wise Amateur Fishmongers are. Once we get the order in from the customer, we go fish pay first. Then we bring you the goods. That way you get.
Понял. Профессионал. Тем временем любитель. Ой, блин, красиво. Профессионал хренов, блин.
Are you two here to collect your order, huh, Bey Dou?
Yes, sir. We're here about that bass.
I didn't expect you to come in person, but we still need to follow procedure. The bass you want is not a standard specimen. Our fishermen need to wait for the... You know the rules.
Of course.
Oh, well, as you know, timing and location are everything when it comes to fishing. You have to wait till all the conditions are just right. So, let me ask you this. When will the
fishing song will sound out at midnight.
How drunk will the moon be before the party's over?
It won't stop while the Star of Death shines.
I see, yes. Which way will...
The breeze should be bound for Guyan.
All right, then. Well received. I'll go and make arrangements.
Great. I think that wraps up everything we needed to do in Liyue Harbor. Let's head back and wait for the delivery. The 3 people we just met are our business partners. Nay's professional fishmongers and Y's amateur fishmongers are just cover names.
Понял.
The bass, obviously, is the code name for the goods. The numbers of teeth, swim bladders, and scales all represent different specifications. Meanwhile, the conversation I had with the warehouse keeper was the instructions for tonight at midnight. The deal will take place in Guyan Stone Forest. The Alcor. As for what the actual goods are, well, you'll see tonight. What if I were to say yes? What would you do then? Thank you. I deeply value you as a friend, but ultimately, you're not. I definitely don't want to cause you any trouble just because you hung out with me. So rest assured, we haven't broken any law.
Смешно. Время. Что за черный экран был? Хорошо. Черный экран был офигенно.
I still have a lot to do with it. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Captain Bey Dou, you gave me quite the surprise when you showed...
Well, my friend is visiting, so I wanted to show him how the Crux handles some of its...
I see. You two must...
You got that right. Now, have you brought the goods?
Yep, all here.
Stop! Nobody move.
Oh.
We have received certain information pertaining to a potential illegal business transaction. Apologies, Captain Bey Dou, but I'm going to need to inspect those goods.
Oh? An illegal business transaction, you said? Oh, all the goods are here.
Captain, everything's been checked. It's just a bunch of potatoes, flour, and so on. And all the paper...
Huh? Everything's been checked thrice over. There's not a single contraband item here. The paperwork was approved by the...
Looks like you've managed to clear everything up.
Yes, apologies. Come on, let's go.
Bravo, Captain Bey Dou. This was rather ingenious. Seems like your friend.
I know you have a lot of...
Well, I'll leave you both to it. Captain Bei Dou, I look forward...
You probably thought that there was some sort of nefarious business going on behind all the secrecy today. The truth is, that was exactly what I wanted the Ministry of Civil Affairs to believe. What you might not know is that I, as the leader of the Crux Fleet, and you, the great hero of Liyue Harbor, have both been on the Ministry of Civil Affairs watch list for a long time. In other words, whenever you or I crop up in Liyue Harbor, it almost always draws their attention. Not that there's any animosity behind it, mind you. In their words, it's a security precaution to prevent people like us from causing unnecessary trouble. Oh, I have no qualms about that. They're just doing their job, keeping the land safe. But how does that saying go again? Ah, yes. Sometimes, the closer you are to something, the less you can see. Did you figure it out yet? That's right. Maura Grubber, the accountant. With you, me, and a few sacks of potatoes and flour serving as a front, the deal she's overseeing on her end should go off without a hitch. After all, the Ministry of Civil Affairs sent the Millilith to us. Looking at the time, it should be... Look! That's the signal! Do you have any more questions? You're right. Never underestimate her. But as long as we don't... She knows that neither you nor I would do anything. In any case, there's another higher-level watch list at the Ministry of Civil Affairs above the one we're on. But I do know that the individuals and have gotten off topic. On some reason being, I'm the only one who can get her some of the more obscure treasure. It's... All you need to know is that what might be easily... That's where we come in. It's as simple as that. You still have some important things to take care of, as long as you don't know what I was referring to. So I'm sorry, but I can't. Of course, if the day comes when you've traveled to every corner of the world, found your sibling, and you're welcome to come back here, and you'll always be welcome in the Crux Fleet.
Так, последняя концовка осталась, последняя. Так, она будет походу через... Тут еще что есть.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Ну, смысла, скорее всего, нет проходить. Сколько этажей просто. Это другая концовка, может быть, и так далее. Ну, исход такой же почти, что... Так. Не понял. Прикольно. А что это за хуйня было?
Chief Mate Juza's breaking. After this, one team will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the sheep. That's as one might also. So what? Let's start with the follow me. These are some older skirmish boats that we keep on the Alcor as backup. Although they've been made redundant by newer models now, they're still fully kitted out. They're perfect for when we need to do simulated battles as part of crew training. Disappointed? To be honest, the Alcor going into battle is the last thing I'd ever want to see. In fact, out of all the confrontations we've ever... Only when negotiations fail do we consider deploying our armed fighters and skirmish. The only reason the Alcor would ever need to open fire... The Alcor serves only two purposes. To deter... We are an armed fleet with a strong sense of justice, not war-hungry lunatic. We're very careful about determining when to use force and exactly what level of force. All of this to say that mastering a small attack craft is quite a... Do you have any experience piloting small armed vessels? You mean you can do the jobs of a helmsman and a gunner simultaneously? Even in the Crux, there are a few who can do. Seems like you're a natural. In that case, I'll skip the basics on how to operate your. The goal of this exercise is simple. Steer your skirmish boat along. You can start when you're ready. I'll be waiting.
Люблю это на время все делать. Ну ладно. Туда. И... Скорее всего. Да, какие-то выпали.
Nicely done. That was a joy to watch. Perfect timing on the turns. You kept your craft stable on the straightaway. It was like watching a well-rehearsed show. All right, come with me.
То есть типа... То есть из-за того, что я провалил, то... Меня типа этот кинул. Ну-ка. Да, меня сразу сюда откинуло. То есть, подожди, концовка здесь все-таки, да? Ну, раз тут концовка, давай сюда снова. Ой, а куда? Блин, что? Подожди, есть другая карта. Блин, ну вот как всегда путается. Тут есть концовка. Так вот, так. То есть мне... А что мне там еще делать? Нет, ладно. Так.
Here we are. I bet he never expected that the little girl. What do you mean? Is that? And let me get. Well, I appreciate it. Let's not forget that your journey's far. So if you ever find some, remember, you'll always. I kind of dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not. So, do I need? All right. How about this?
Куда?
So, is it done yet? Show me. Yeah, sure. Yes. Now, as cap to requisite.
Это то же самое, подожди. То же самое, да, то же самое. Как мне это сделать?
Here we are. I bet he never expected that the What do you mean? Is that all? And let me guess. Well, I appreciate. Let's not for your journeys. So if you ever find, remember, you'll always. I kind of dig. I'm lucky to have a. Okay, it's time to get back to. Come on. So. What? The nerve! What do you think this is? I don't want to do this whole modeling thing. Hey, cut it out. No more pictures.
Блин, с такой рожей. Ну, Бей Доу мы закончили. Остались 3 от этих засранцев. О. Так что... Что ж, увидимся в следующей встрече с горой. Так что, пока.